This is a video about the SkyCentrics Dream platform as it is used by utilities wanting to manage large platoons of CTA 2045 and other connected devices. First, a utility employee creates an account at SkyCentrics.com. This is what the resulting account looks like. Until he adds a device, which he would do down here by adding a device, there is not much to see. He can go to his profile and change his organization name to Utility ABC and submit. Then the utility employee asks SkyCentrics to make that account into a utility account. The next time he logs in, he gets this green bar at the top which indicates that it's now a utility account. This Utility ABC account has a lot of devices, and we'll review how they got there, but let's start elsewhere. If he would like other users to join his organization so that they can have visibility and create and send grid events, he can invite them in this way. Click on your name menu in the top right and click on Send Invite to Organization, enter an email, and then choose a user set. You can see this is view only, but if you choose all, you can get unlimited permissions, which is what you want initially, and click send. And an invite will be successfully sent. Here, I can go to admin view, and you can see where I see all the people who have signed up and the utility accounts. These are the customer accounts that we'll be talking about shortly. If you want to use permissions, please make sure that you start these videos and their help videos and make sure that you turn the closed captions on so that you can see the text if you don't have speakers available on your computer. These help videos are spread throughout the site. Kevin Kilowatt has a utility account as we go back to standard view, indicated by the green bar as we said. He can see some of the devices in the tree here, and they're organized by substation. The burgundy devices were added by other users, the black devices were added by Kevin himself, and these green devices are customer devices, as I said, organized by substation. If Kevin wants to add more substation groups, he can click on a utility group, type in any name like Substation 4, and submit that, and it's easy to drag and drop devices or customer buildings from one substation to another as you organize your groups by substations and your customer devices. If I go to an actual customer account, you can see that here are the buildings of the customer account. You can see that it's got a blue bar on top, and that's how different the customer account looks. Back to the utility account. The green groups contain customer devices in customer homes and buildings. Clearly, you do not want to be able to indiscriminately control their devices through this portal or even the SkyCentrics mobile apps. That's for the customers. You just want to send them grid events. So as you can see, the devices are indicated in green shaded rows in this sheet. And I can control the white row devices because those are my devices or people in my utility organization. And I can apply those changes individually in the sheet, or I can use the master controller here to apply the changes to all the white rows. But you saw that none of the changes affected the green rows. If I now go to the Properties tab, I can see all of the green row devices and white row devices, the email that created those devices, the Wi-Fi signal strength, and the firmware of the CTA 2045 SkyCentrics module. But I can also see information such as this A.O. Smith resistance water heater telling me it's a 50-gallon model, and the vendor ID, and that it's a water heater electric. All of these are delivered through the CTA spec. The PTAC also delivers its firmware and firmware build version, which is handy. All SkyCentrics devices can upgrade their firmware over the internet, and we are working with the device manufacturers to be able to do the same for their devices, which is important for the Internet of Things. Finally, we get to the demand response creator here in the DR admin tab. Before I create an event, let's scroll down and see what we have in the body of the sheet here. For the moment, we're only showing the CTA 2045 devices. I can see more of them if I click on this arrow and park that tree over on the side. The asterisk in yellow in the tab here is a way of notifying that I'm not showing all of the devices. In the sheet, I can see settings, when the last heartbeat of the device was, and I can see the status of the devices. I can also see these operational state colors and the utility event colors. So right now there's no event and it's green, and the operational states are idle normal or running normal. And then I can also see the information from devices. So for example, this A.O. Smith resistance water heater is showing the electricity being consumed at the moment in instantaneous, the cumulative consumption of electricity, but also it's unique in showing the storage capacity right here in this number, which ranges between 0 and 1500 watts, I believe, although I have a small tabletop demonstration water heater, not the full one. I can also see graphs of the individual device types. So here the A.O. Smith shows both its element coming on, 4500 watts, but also the storage capacity going up and down as the heater elements go on and off. You can also see the op state colors here. There's a guide here to all the operational state colors, but you can see the A.O. Smith going back and forth between the light idle green color, the dark green running curtailed color, and the pink, which is idle curtailed when events were run. We show these also for other device types. So for example, it's pretty interesting to look at the EV chargers and see that when they're responding to events, they're actually lowering their output, either to 0 in the case of the Siemens, or in the case of the Clipper Creek, they actually lower it to a smaller value, but not completely to 0. So you can see in the event there. So now I'm going to create an event. I'm going to choose a start time of current date plus 2 minutes. I'm going to make it be a 5-minute event, and I'm going to choose the traditional shed event. Here are notifications. I can choose any set of notifications between 1 and 30 hours in advance of the event, and also now when I create the event and on the start of the event. So I'm going to create that event, and it's going to start in about a minute. It's going to last for 5 minutes. Here's the event, and it gives you information on when it ends and whether it's active or not. And now you can also see that the operational states are still green. So we're going to go and look at the dashboard for utilities. That's this tab here. So in this dashboard, when I refresh it, you can see that all the devices are idle or running normal. There's no event right now. Here we show you all the devices that are online versus offline. We break them up into categories of the device types, and we show you which devices, how many have storage capacity and a pre-cooling ability. And then here we show a graph of the total aggregate load of all the devices in your platoon and the total storage capacity of all devices in the platoon. So now if we go back to this event tab, you'll see that as we speak, the event is about to start. I can use these manual refresh arrows to have it occur a little bit more quickly. So now you can see that the info here is showing the start and event time. People are getting alerts on their phones and in emails that you sent out. Also, I mentioned that the utility, so here you saw all the operational states change. And I mentioned that there was a utility sign-up button for people to sign up to be participating in the DR programs. And if they want to set up their contacts for these alerts, they can be contacted in all these emails or by SMS text. And then they can manage their notifications, because eventually their default's set to receive all notifications, but they can turn them off as they get comfortable with the program. So now you can see that the A.O. Smith water heater has gone down to a power of 0 because it's in idle curtailed mode. And this thermostat if I refresh, I'm going to now go to the camera. So we actually have a camera on these devices in our offices. So we're going to go to that camera. This is the thermostat showing its offset down to 58 degrees. It also shows the end time on the thermostat and that there's a conservation event occurring. We also show all of our devices in an overview in this pan, tilt, and zoom camera so that we can zoom in. For example, here we can zoom in on the A.O. Smith panel and see that it is grid connected. As you can see, grid enabled right here. So back to the DR admin tab, we have shown that on our dashboard, if we refresh that, you will see that now the operational states are shown, and that is the overview of the utility process on the SkyCentrics Dream platform. Thank you.